I've been asked a few times about what I use to polish like these geodes and other rocks, how I can get a nice quick polish that doesn't look too bad. And what I use is an angle grinder with one of these heads on here that are got a Velcro backing, and you can interchange the pads to different grits. And what I have here is, this is not a variable speed angle grinder, but what I did do was I went over and I got this here is a lamp switch to dim it. It looks like I got it pretty well coated with some dust on there, but this will change the speed of this angle grinder to get it to reduce down to what I want, and it just plugs right on in there into the extension cord, and then you just plug this angle grinder into that. And I have been using that particular switch there at least 6 years, and you may say that it hurts these to reduce it, but I've used this system right here for at least 6 years together, and I use this a lot on polishing. And the thing is, I go to garage sales and I can pick these angle grinders if I have several of them, and so they're inexpensive compared to if you're going to buy a variable speed one, which can be a lot of money. And I had one in, it did not last 6 years, I can guarantee that. But you can get these pads, and you can even get the pads in a smaller size. Here's one that would go, this 1/2 inch drive, but you can get them down to a smaller, you get a smaller head if you have a smaller angle grinder, which is kind of nice, because if you have a pad that'll go into that's smaller, it'll get into smaller areas, which is nice if you're doing freehand, custom freehand stonework and stuff. Yeah, this here was a piece of geode that I found over in Ellensburg. It has a lot of blue agate on the outside here, and it went all the way through, but it was heavily fractured, so this is all I've really done with it. I'm sure back in here there's probably some good stuff back in there, but I'm going to leave it like that. And since I'm right here, this is the saw I use to cut my rock. As you can see, a little red in there. I've been cutting here the last few days, but it has a slidable tray here, which is real nice, because if I have something, say a big rock, maybe like this one here, and I want to maybe cut, maybe like a bowl shape in there, I can take this rock, move this tray out of the way, and I can freehand it right underneath here and do a lot of stuff, which with a tabletop, that's pretty difficult to do. And this here, goes up and down. I had done stonework for years, and I have used almost every type of towel saw that there is, the bridges, the tables, and this style here. And when it came to being the most versatile machine, this was the one that I went with. It does have its drawbacks. The bridge you can cut, across, which is nice, because This here is mounted on a bridge, and it'll go across. But the problem I had with that was, as that motor went down the track, especially if you got it with a bridge that was like a 36-inch, span, the motor would bounce and wobble a little bit. This here, when I put something on here, it's there. But the drawback I have is right here, is I can't cut anything out if it can't fit there. Like say if I had a big slab, I can't cut it. I have to do that by hand. But for rock, this is great. I mean, it'll slide in there, and these rollers roll real nice and smooth. And I've had this machine for a long time, at least 10 years, and I've had it on many construction sites, been used by many people, and it's got a little bit of wear there. I need to fix that. But overall, I haven't had any troubles with this machine. So, well, that's how, this is the equipment I use just to get a nice quick polish. If you were gonna be doing jewelry stuff, though, I wouldn't be using that. I'd get a lap machine or something like that in order to get, because you can only get out to a 6,000 grit polish, which is okay if it's just a slab, you're setting up on the shelf. But for real good jewelry, though, yeah, you need something that'll go out a little bit more and you can buff it. But well, now you know what I use. And this machine here, I forgot to tell you, this is a 10-inch blade, so I can cut something that is 5 inches in diameter, and if I'm work at it, I can roll the rock and then cut the other half, so I can get out to almost a 10-inch rock. But sometimes right in here, even if I have this machine all the way up, this here will hit back in here, so it's really tough to do, but I can do it. So that was one other thing I was going to tell you. Alright, well, hope you enjoyed.